About a week ago, I made a video on the Object 260, a Tier 10 Soviet collector heavy, a vehicle that is pretty lackluster in its current state. However, during that review, and I talked about the price tag, which is currently 20,000 gold, I said that in a couple days, Wargaming is going to release the patch notes for the Soviet tree. And with that, I'm expecting the Object 260 to get buffed or changed in some substantial way. And it seems like my hunch was pretty dang correct. The Object 260 is not only getting buffed, it is getting absolutely godlike buffing. First of all, we have the armor. On paper, all Wargaming said was the armor is being strengthened, which didn't really mean anything. However, we can actually take a look at what that strengthening looks like. The armor right now is 110 millimeters on the frontal plate. It is about 220 millimeters of effective armor against AP, and 240 against APCR, finishing off with 260 against heat. That's pretty lackluster. The majority of anybody is going to cut through your upper plate unless it's a super steep angle. However, if we take a look at the Object 260 after the update, the vehicle's armor is going up by about 26 millimeters. This means that the vehicle angled, because these are super angled plates, is now going to be 272 effective against AP ammunition. It's going to be 299 against APCR, and about 321 against heat. Now that is pretty dang impressive. The Object 260 is also gaining 100 hit points, so if you want my suggestion, I would run enhanced armor on the vehicle, and then your effective armor is probably going to go up to about 280, 285, meaning that really no standard AP shells are going to pen you frontally, and yeah, it's actually going to make the armor quite effective. Essentially, the Object 260 is going from what currently is a pretty lackluster tank to an insanely deadly vehicle in the next patches of the game. Not only that, the vehicle is gaining damage per minute. It's about a 0.8 second reload reduction, but it's also losing 20 damage per shot. In total, the Object 260 is going to gain about 150 damage per minute, which is pretty nice. It's going to go to about 3,000 base if you're running calibrated, and 3,200-ish if you're running rammer. That means now you're going to have great DPM, decent penetration with Cali, and you're not going to have to worry about running rammer to gain that extra damage per minute. And with the armor this thing's getting, it's going to be insane. So as of right now, I am very, very excited for the new Object 260. If you want my opinion, I would say to pick it up if you were thinking about getting it, and if you, I mean, it's just a good deal. 20,000 gold or 17,500 gold is not a bad deal for what the tank is about to be. If you get a double gold bundle, it's going to cost you maybe 30 bucks to get your hands on the tank. I mean, that's not cheap, to be fair, but still, it's gonna be insane. Like, it's gonna be a really, really good tank next update. So that's all I'm gonna say. Keep your eyes on the Object 260. Right now, it's pretty mediocre, but I figured let's play the tank a little bit just to showcase how it's currently performing and what we can expect. So first of all this upper plate armor is basically impervious to AP ammo, which is really, really impressive when you think about it. Not only that, but we'd have about an 8-second reload right now instead of a 9-second reload. Now, we are being aimed in by that mouse. Obviously, don't want to be beamed by him. I don't know if that mouse is shot. Okay, he didn't, but now that we have seen him shoot, we're going to plop our adrenaline and maybe get another shell out. Come on. Reloading, reloading, and bonk. Never mind. And we also got shot by the Sheridan because for some reason he's over here. Well, this is a pretty good example of where the 260's armor is. Oh, what the heck? I did not think that many people were sitting right here. We can see that the Sheridan is trying to tunnel me. Thankfully, I was able to bait a shell, but now we got 50 TP pushing me. Just look at the armor. I mean, everything has penned me. Everything. Literally everything. It's a great example, again, of the uselessness of the Object 260. The armor just doesn't work right now, which is obviously really disappointing. Again, look at that. I mean, it's so bad. I can't believe we're just being penned every shell in our upper plate with really no problem whatsoever. It's kind of cringe. Now, unfortunately, that shell bounced. The one thing we do have is actually good reverse, so kind of hoping we can make good use of it here and get in the cover, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Come on. Yeah. Pretty good example right there. Every single shell hit us in the upper plate and penned. Every single shell. I mean, all of these pens on our upper plate would be bounces in the next update. So 1, 2, 3... all would have been bounces. The Sheridan, I honestly just didn't know why he went there, so I actually could have been alive right now if I was looking at the Sheridan, but still. First battle, a pretty good example of the, Okay. I don't understand how people can be this bad at the game. I actually can't. And just like that, we have a loss. Wow, who would have expected that? Watching my grills do that? Wow. And our chieftain was only shooting HE the entire game. Well, a great example of the 260's downfall. We did 2,000 damage, which is something, and we blocked 0. 0! I mean, man. Very, very agitating game. To be fair, we didn't do that bad, especially compared to a lot of the other players on our team. That concept really threw his tank away, but I can tell you for a fact that if I was in literally any other tier 10 heavy there, it would have been a win. I could have driven a tier 9 heavy, honestly, and probably held stronger than the 260 did there. But it's just a perfect example of how much a massive change is going to be occurring to this tank. All of those pens on our upper plate would not have been possible at that point, and people would have had to shoot heat to pen me or aim for my lower plate. Not only that, but side scraping would be 10 times more effective due to the fact that our upper plate would be better. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty substantial. These changes are going to drastically affect this tank's playstyle and make the tank literally a billion times better. Now this game, our mediums have decided that, you know, going to A, probably the most effective thing to do on Molenbeek, is not a great decision. But I'm still going to try my best, so we'll see what we can do here. We're up against A. Oh, great. Their whole team, basically. Oh, boy. Well, at least the 1-2-1 got nuked a bit in the crossing. I guess that's about as much as I can only hope for with my team, you know, staying in the back. So, alright. We're going to drive right over here. We got the Sharfie chair. Great shot from my gun. This thing may be decently accurate, but, whew, I do not know what that shell was right there. It was bad. Whatever it was a bad shot. Let's see if we can get a shell out here. Aiming. Really? Well, interesting. There's the Char. Our 62A's decided to push up, and there's something in B. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna drive over. Screw it. Why not? This is what the 260's meant for. There you go. Nice ram to finish that player off. Hey, look, we got a bounce! Yay! We're gonna HE the rear of that guy. Nice 562 slap. Okay, I mean, we've gotten a decent result out so far. We got the 50B in mid, who... Well, I want to get a shell into, but at the same time, I'm a little worried about the Yag and, you know, other deadly things. Let's go for a nice shell into the 50B and back on up. Not really sure what this player's doing, if I'm going to be real. Rather interesting maneuver. Okay. Tier 10 battle, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Tier 10 game you are witnessing right here. Alright, well that player's dead. We got the side of the Yag, who we were able to get a nice slapping track shell into. You can definitely see that while this tank may not be amazing, it does have some things going for it, like the gun's accuracy is nice. And the mobility allows us to get some nice shells out as well. There you go. Nice shell into the enemy IS-8. Let's accelerate on up. See if we can get another shell into his vehicle. We got the well, IS-8 bounced us. Interesting. He did not hit our upper plate, though, so I guess that does make sense. As I reiterated, the armor is mostly least effective on the upper plate. So, as long as you just don't really show it, you'll be fine. Alright, there you go. Nice shot into the IS-8. We got tracked, but that's fine. And let's see if we can just get a little bit of bleeding into this STB. There's one shot. Okay. Let's use that good mobility. I do like the mobility, I will say that. Being able to drive just so dang fast in this tank does feel incredibly nice. There you go. Another nice shot into the STB-1. Maybe we can ram him. I was so close to being able to ram him. But that's a pretty good game either way. So, we had two great examples of the 260's different attributes. Next update, the tank is going to be just as mobile and feature more damage per minute. It's just going to have much better armor. So literally in every situation, the 260 is just going to be a much better tank. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.